is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, October 25th, I believe, 2021, and I'm here for my weekly cross-stitching update, and got quite a few things to share with you and a bit of change of plans, but that's kind of par for the course over here. First off, I have my random comment picker ready to go, because last week I said I would be giving away this beautiful butterfly project bag along with a copy of my temperature butterflies pattern to go inside. And yeah, so there was a whole bunch of you who wanted to be a part of this. 340 comments. I didn't filter by the word butterfly because there were a lot of people who looked like they were entering who said butterflies, and I didn't want to miss out, let some people miss out. So if I pick somebody who doesn't mention butterflies at all, I'll just draw again. So let's go, shall we? All right, Paula Jean, I love a beautiful butterfly. Yay! And you even used the word butterfly, the official keyword, so that's great. So Paula Jean, congratulations. Send me either in an email, private message on Instagram or Etsy. Send me your mailing address and I'll get this in the mail to you, hopefully this week. And then I also had a couple new giveaways. One is a redo because I haven't heard from, I think it was Susan Moore from last time, and both her and Belinda, who I drew names for these wedding patterns, I think they were using the word love in another context, not to enter. They were using love to enter for something else, so I don't know they actually wanted these. So I'm going to redo this one. These are two Stony Creek patterns with wedding samplers, and there's a lot of different ones in each booklet. And it's raining, so I don't know if you can hear that. Very, it's a pretty one. So these are Stony Creek, which means lots of details, lots of backstitching. Use the word wedding in your comment, not the word giveaway or free or win or any of those keywords that invite trolls, but the word wedding on this video, and I'll start again with this one. If anybody wants these, use the word wedding. And I have another one that I think a lot of you might like. I'm gonna make this one US only. The wedding one could be worldwide. This one is more bulky and heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do US only, but I was gifted by the Fat Quarter Shop some BMI bonnet planners for 2022. They gave me 2 of these guys. These are amazing. So I am gonna probably keep one. Haven't quite decided yet. I have a little thin one that I was going to use, so I'll have to kind of see what sorts of planning I want to try to do in the new year. But for now, I'm going to give you guys one. This one is sealed still in this box, and the one that I've opened that I will likely keep, I will share with you. So it comes in a fancy box, but this is the actual planner, and it's got this hard cloth covered cover and it's spiral bound. So it has a couple, like a year to glance for 22 and 23. What I like about it is it's got tabs for all the months, which is helpful because right now I've been using paper clips to keep my place, to be able to know where to open up for when I'm watching a video or making a video. They have a monthly spread for each month as well as weekly for each month, and then at the end they have a notes. Where's the notes? I guess on the monthly, oh yeah, the beginning of each month they also have this spread which has notes, priorities, shopping, personal goals, and health goals. So it's got quite a few if you wanted to use this for everything, even more than stitching. And then at the end it also has several blank notes pages. So I'm going to open this up for a giveaway for the unopened one, US only, and you can use the word planner for this one. So I've got wedding and planner are the 2 that I'll be doing today, and that's exciting. So I'll have to kind of play with my plans, see what I want to do for plans, if anything, in the coming year. You know me, I like to plan and then change my plans and then ignore my plans, start new plans. Planning is part of the fun, right? And then, anyways, so let's see what I actually did today or this week. Okay, let's start with what I usually start with, my travel stitching. And I'm currently, I always start with showing my temperature typography, which is the temperature pattern I'm doing this year. I'll be doing butterflies in the coming year, and hopefully at some point I'll get started on my outlines of the butterflies so that I can have at least one butterfly outlined before January to kind of keep up on that. It was really nice with the tree when I did that last year to do one branch ahead, so then at least I can, when the actual month comes, I could just start filling in the leaves and be working at least one branch ahead. There are people out there who are super awesome. I've seen a couple pictures this past week of people who have their full tree branches ready for this coming year, so they've got all the structure ready to go for their tree. Super fun. And somebody is doing the butterflies that way, and they have like 5 outlines finished, and their goal is to do, you know, all of the outlines before the end of the year, and they're doing it as a daily 30 project. I'm like, that's really brilliant. Too bad I'm having trouble working on 2 projects at the same time right now. But that's a really good idea. So I might try to do something like that at some point. This is where I'm at. Smokey's in here with me, so hopefully she cooperates, and maybe I'll get to show her at some point. This is where I'm at with my temperature typography. This is on 28 count, mystery light blue even weave 1/1 full crosses, and it is getting cooler these days. Definitely turning into fall. As you can see, each of these letters had one pop of a warm day in the 80s, and then but it's been 70s, and this was 65, I think, right there. Today is supposed to be a high of 60, so that's gonna be the coldest it's been in a while. Yeah, but this is fun. You can definitely see the change in season starting. And can I show you Smokey? There you are, Smokey. Smokey. Yeah. Hello. Anyways, had to show her again. She's getting big. She's almost, this next week will be 5 months old, so she's getting big. But she still has kind of a little bit of a kitten look to her. Also this morning, I just saw the new release for the Cozy Cafe Club, which I haven't been working on in October, but I am excited to get back to this. This is the Cozy Cafe Club by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It's their 2022 mystery stitch along, and today they came out with the next clue, which is pumpkin spice latte. Super cute little fox and some pumpkin candies. I will likely be changing this to chai tea latte, which is my absolute favorite hot drink, but I'll keep everything, even the pumpkin candies. Like, it's fine. I haven't worked on it yet, and so I hope it won't take me too long to get caught up again, now that I'm a little bit behind. But what I'm planning to do, I've been working on the Fat Quarter Shop Autumn Beauties throughout all of my travel stitching in the month of October, as well as Friday's normal stitching, just to try to keep up on it, which I have not done. I am still behind, but I'm thinking going forward, I'll continue to do that through the end of the month, but going forward, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to try to simplify my stitching so that it's only one project a day. So even Mill Hill Monday, I'm just going to do Mill Hill Monday all day. So things will get done a little faster that way too. I'm going to do Mill Hill Monday all day. I'll show you that in a second. And then Friday, I'm going to do Fat Quarter Shop Friday. So I'll work on whatever Fat Quarter Shop project I'm in the mood for, whether it be Autumn Beauties or the Prim Stitch series that I want to finish, that last block, or the Flea Market Flowers. I'm also behind on that one. That one probably won't be until the spring because it's I'm not really in the mood for those colors right now, but come February and March, which, yes, it feels like spring in February in Southern California, I'll probably feel like working on that one again. So in the meantime, I'll pull out Autumn Beauties or Prim Stitch series on Fridays starting in November, and that'll be like my Friday piece, and I'll have a Mill Hill Monday piece. Tuesday through Thursday, I'll have a focus piece, and then Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably have a different focus piece. Yay, there's Katie. So she's taking a bath down here. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking going forward, to kind of simplify things and hopefully see a little bit more progress on stuff. So Autumn Beauties is the current mystery stitch along for the month of October from the Fat Quarter Shop. And they have come out with part 4, which is right here, and with this sign, which is pretty fun. So the border was part 1. This huge section is part 2, which I'm still working on. Part 3 was the bottom bits. Part 4 is this sign, and part 5 is in this corner that's yet to be released, which will be this coming Friday. And then the whole thing will be available. And it's charted in DMC or Classic Colorworks. What was I gonna say about it? Oh yeah, the sign, this says fall, y'all. There's 4 different options of signs. The other ones are pumpkins, harvest, and, oh, let me see. Autumn, I think? Fall, y'all, autumn, pumpkin, and harvest. So I even saw somebody online, I think on Instagram, who charted what might be their last name possibly. So there's a lot of letters given for the 4 different signs, so you could personalize it as well. So I think I'm leaning towards harvest. Haven't officially decided yet, but I'm still working on part 2. Probably will still be working on part 2 when part 5 comes out. So I'm just gonna finish part 2 and then come over here and work the top down. And I did a little bit more in the borders as well, so it'll fit my stitching style a little better being behind anyways. So, but I am working on this in the valet lines at school, and when I'm not working on my typography to and from church, I'll pull this out when I was done with it. I worked on it a little bit during Deadliest Catch yesterday because we're going back to that show to get caught up on that. So here it is now. This is on the called for 14 count Ada in oatmeal. You can get it at the Fat Quarter Shop. Looks a lot like Vintage Country Mocha. It's a printed fabric. The back side is plain and the front side has a little bit of modeling. So I have been continuing to work with the colors from the top down within part 2 and then completing them throughout the whole part. And then with some, like I finished my white string here. There was just a couple dots of white in these sunflowers, so I finished the rest over here. I did some gray in this border, as well as some gray to finish out my string in this border. And then the rest was here in this area. I'm working on the center of the wheelbarrow, and then I've got 2 more pumpkins down here, and then that part will be done. So hopefully at least by next week, should have part 2 finished. And then on Friday, maybe I can start in on part 5 the day it releases. What do you know? So that's kind of my plan. I think it's really fun. Always a lot more stitching in these than I have time for with just travel stitching, but that's all right. And then my Mill Hill Monday piece, I got a couple strings on this past Monday, and then hopefully, well, today I'll still work on this for only 1 or 2 lengths of thread, and then starting next week in November, I'll make this my Monday project for the whole day. Whatever stitching time I get at home will be this all day, and maybe I'll get a little bit more progress on it that way. So this is called Hummingbird. I covered it up. It's a buttons and beads kit, using everything that came with it. And I don't remember what I did. I think I did some beading, some of these green beads. Did I do any of the... I don't remember. Oh, I think I did some light blue that was kind of around in this area. So I did light blue, string, just cross stitching, and then a 1 length of green green beads in the wing there, because I think there was some green, well, that's it, yeah, because this tip was the next highest point. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. There's more green beads in his body, but I stopped at when my thread ran out, and, or maybe along the wing, I think are more green. I didn't have time to keep going, so that's where it ended up. So maybe today I'll get a little bit more. I have been color completing the beads when I get to them, so I may finish out these green beads, and if I have more time, pick something else, but we'll have to wait and see. Wait and see what I have time for. Let's see. Maybe I'll do that in plans. So my main piece that I was working on throughout the week was Colors of the Seasons 2, because I wanted to finish the little autumn girl. Is this what I worked on? No, that's not what I worked on. I started out with cat alphabet. This is what I worked on first. I had been working on this last weekend for a Full Coverage Fanatics Work on Your Favorite Whip challenge over the weekend, and wanted to keep going to get to the edge of this title block, because my plan on this piece is to use my top to bottom, left to right symbol picking strategy on my full coverages lately, where I pick a symbol, work it till the thread runs out, pick the next symbol, thread runs out. And so I've got little bits all along the top and wherever they trickle down, depending on where the symbols are. I'm going to do that just within one block at a time. So eventually I'll get this whole title block finished, and then I'll start the strategy over on the A block and so forth. In some other projects, I worked all the way across the whole top of the project, but since this lends itself a little better to one block at a time, I figured that'd be more fun. So it took me longer than I had hoped to get to all the way across, but I'm very excited with how this is looking. This is on 28 count ivory Lugana. Yeah. And I'm doing it 1/1 full crosses. And I made it to the other side of the title block, which is super fun. Got in some like greens and teals and blues and purples and pinks. Some of the lighter colors are kind of outlining this, the tip of the C, the A, and the T is very clear there. So that's really fun. So then now that I've reached to the top of the first line of symbols, when I come back to this, whenever that is, I'll come to the second line and start picking symbols again from left to right. Just like you would read across the top. And I'll pick a symbol, focus on it as along the top as possible, and then work down as well, just so that if I get to it again, I don't have to like pull that string out again. But and then typewriter, you know, come back to the beginning and work that way. So that's kind of my plan. So that's really fun. I think it's great progress. A lot better than where I left it after my day of the day I started it, where I just did one like partial length of yellow and got 65 stitches. That was unacceptable. So this is a much more fun start to. You can clearly see what it is, and I'm excited about that. I don't have any plans to pull it out again this year necessarily, because I have some other things that I'd like to focus on. So that's exciting. And now Smokey's on this side, taking a little nap. Hey, Smokey. So, okay. And then I was planning to finish my goal on cat alphabet and then finish this and hopefully have both of those things done before Thursday. That didn't happen. So I don't even know if I might have gotten to this a tiny bit on the end of Thursday, but then mostly just this weekend I was working on this to finish the wheelbarrow and the shoes and everything. And because of that, I didn't end up getting to Purple Pansy at all. My plan had been to pull out Purple Pansy and work on it with Colette, the highway stitcher, who is starting a Carolyn Manning Designs pattern. Not this one, but she was starting one, so I thought, oh, I'll pull out mine, same designer, and work on it with you. But I really wanted to get my goal finished, so I went with that instead. So that's okay. I got it finished though. Sunday night, yes, last night, I finally finished the autumn quadrant of Colors of the Seasons 2. Yay! So this is 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha, and I found this at the Fat Quarter Shop. I don't see 27 count Linda very many places. I did notice with these darker colors that you can see the X's a little bit more, because it's really, when you stitch 2 over 2, it's like 13.5 count. So it's even a little bit bigger than 14 count X's. Most of the colors were fine, but I did notice on the dark colors that there was more fabric show through. But it's okay. And I think the other seasons won't have quite as many. I'll probably have some fabric show through on the hat there as well of the snowman, but I think it'll be all right. It'll be fine. It'll look cute. I love the kind of vintage Sunbonnet Sue vibe that this gets. So I'll probably put this away and now until January sometime, and then work on the winter block. Because December, I think I'm going to want to focus on finishing goals and Christmas stitching and whatnot. So I'll wait until January to keep going on this one. I'm super happy about that. Maybe it'll be a finish before the end of the year next year, because if I work on it solidly once a season to get the whole little scene finished, then it should be done by the end of the summer. So that'll be great. So that's what I worked on. I didn't work on Purple Pansy at all. And I had full intentions of whenever I got that wheelbarrow finished, I would pull out Purple Pansy and work on it the rest of the weekend, and then into this week, all the way until Thursday, to try to get it finished. And then as I was working on Colors of the Seasons yesterday, knowing that I probably wouldn't get to Purple Pansy at all this weekend, I was thinking about it, thinking, I'm not really in the mood to stitch these colors right now. I want to wait maybe and do this in the spring. So I don't think I'm going to focus on this to finish this year, unless I totally finish all my other goals, which I don't think will happen. I think I'm going to wait and finish this next year in the spring or summer when these colors are calling to me a little bit more. Right now, as I was working on that, I thought, you know what I'm feeling like, which I need to hop on it while I'm feeling like it, because I don't get this feeling very often. I need to focus on Waterfall in Yosemite. So I think that's what I'm going to do this week. This week, Monday through Thursday, I'm going to do my main focus stitching on Waterfall in Yosemite. Not just 100 stitches, whatever I can get that day. And I think that'll work. I forgot to calculate before I filmed, but I'm going to calculate, and if I can do it while I'm editing, maybe I'll type it in here, but I want to see how many stitches I need that I have left to complete the goal 21,000 stitches in 2021. I started that goal in the Full Coverage Fanatics group with Quick Stitch Iris, which I have now finished. It's actually in the mail right now on its way to my aunt's house. When I finished it, that's the only loophole in that challenge to work on more than one piece, is if you finish the first piece, then you can pick up another piece and keep going with the challenge. So I finished Quick Stitch Iris, and then I picked this one up to complete the challenge. So I'll try to figure out how many stitches I have left of the challenge and divide that by how many stitches I need to do every day this week. Possibly finish it. I kind of doubt it. I think I probably have way too many left, but if I can do this in 1 or 2 weeks and just knock it out, get it done, I will feel so much better, because then I will have room in my brain and in my schedule for other things I want to finish. I want to finish my letter L fairy. I want to finish the little bookmark for my daughter, and I want to try to get the park threads worked in on my grapes piece so that I can maybe focus on that next year. On this piece, I've got a lot of park threads I want to stitch in. And yeah, whatever else kind of tickles my fancy. So that's my plan. I'm excited about that. And if I'm excited about working on this one, I need to jump on it, seize the opportunity. So here it is, full size so far. This is on 18 count antique white Aida, 2-strand full cross. And I'm going to also do a up and down shot of just a little bit closer with the width closer, because I'll probably be working all along here, because I am doing, I'm thinking of filling in these sky patches first. All of this is sky, and then this little bit is sky, before doing a whole lot more on the rocks. But I'll probably get more rocks as well. But yeah, that's kind of my plan for this week. We'll see how much I can get done as my focus piece. I'll work on that until Thursday. I won't have a lot of time on Tuesday probably, because I have a Bible study to go to in the evening. And sometimes I get home so late I don't have any time to stitch on Tuesday night. So hopefully I get a little bit in the afternoon and, you know, maybe a few stitches in the evening. But today and Wednesday and Thursday I should get an okay amount of stitching. Friday I'll work on Autumn Beauties all day for the very last release of that mystery stitch along. And then Saturday and Sunday I'm going to work on my one Halloween piece. I have another Halloween pattern on my wish list still, which I hope to get at some point. But right now, this is my Halloween piece. It's Trick or Treat Fairy / Halloween Fairy, depending on where you get it. I bought mine on Hirschners.com. You can get a PDF download. They have a few Nora Corbett fairies that have been published in magazines. They have them available now as a digital download on the Hirschners website. So that's where I found this one. And I also have Sunflower Fairy, I think. And so anyways, I'm going to be working on this over the weekend to celebrate Halloween a little bit. So this is where I am right now. This is on 32 count Mushroom Slushy by Fabric Flare. You can see the little splotches in there. I thought it looked kind of moody. So I think I started at the bottom and worked my way up. I think I only worked on this one rotation for like a couple days last year, maybe? I'm not really sure when I worked on this last. So ideally, I don't know. She's got a little bit more neck possibly, but I might want to like do some of her head dress and maybe even hook up with these beads and do this top part. I don't know, because I do like to work from the top down. So we'll see if I get up and do that moon, because I don't mind doing the beads as I go since I stitch in hand. So I'll probably work more in her head and torso, head and shoulders area, and possibly also the moon. Kind of see what I'm feeling like, and if Smokey lets me bead. So that'll be fun to enjoy that for the Halloween. That's my plan. Also, let's see, make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, I think that's all I worked on. Also, because of Halloween, I didn't get any quilting done this week on the So Happy quilt. There's more borders to add on the front and then quilt it, add the buttons and bind it. I'm taking a break on that because I have a Halloween costume to make for my daughter. She wants to be Baby Yoda. She's 8 years old and she's tall for her age. So all the Baby Yoda costumes out there, Baby Yoda is a little mini Yoda character from the Mandalorian series, if you're not familiar with that. Yeah, so she's tall for her age, and when I was looking up ready-made Baby Yoda costumes, just to make life easier on myself, they're all only infant and toddler sizes. They don't come in regular kid sizes. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to talk her out of this dream to be Baby Yoda, or I'm gonna look up and see if there's a way to make a Baby Yoda costume in a way that's not super hard. So I found a wonderful pattern on Fleece Fun is a blog online for this really cute Baby Yoda hat made out of fleece. This is fuzzy fleece too. We couldn't find any regular fleece in the proper Baby Yoda color. So this is the little hat that she's gonna wear, and it's so soft, and she's been wearing it like all weekend. So I made this on Friday afternoon, had a free printable pattern. You end up getting signed up for their newsletter in order to get the pattern. And I haven't canceled yet because it's like, just kind of see what sort of stuff they put out before I decide to cancel. I'm not I don't sew a lot, but I thought, I'm not going to cancel yet. I've been struggling with what to do for his robe, to make something that looks like the robe that he wears in the show. The robe they had to go with that hat just looked like a bathrobe with a tie, with like an angled front area, and it's like, that's not what he wears. His thing goes up really high and doesn't have a tie. It goes straight down, and then it has a big fluffy fuzzy thing around, a big collar, stand-up collar. And so I was really struggling to kind of figure out how to modify what I had available to me and to make it work. And then today I got an email from this Fleece Fun blog that, a list of all of her other last minute, Halloween costume patterns that she has. So I was like, well, it's worth a look. Let's go see what she has. See if there's anything closer to what I'm looking for than what I have available right now. Because I have like a Jedi robe pattern that I made a few years ago. It's not quite right, and I didn't want to, anyways. I looked up, she has a Harry Potter robe, which I think will be a lot easier to convert to Baby Yoda. I'll make it, it's like a normal, not super wide robe, just a little bit loose, fairly normal sleeves that I can just even out so they don't look like wizard sleeves. And I can make it a straight collar, straight placket in the front. I'm so excited. I'm like, you've saved my life. So that's what I'll be doing this week. May cut into my stitching time a little bit. Will definitely cut into my quilting time, but I need it done by Thursday night because she's able to dress up at school on Friday. So it's possible I may do some quilting this weekend, but we'll have to wait and see how burnt out I am on sewing. So, but I'm so excited. I just printed it out this morning, and I'm thrilled. It's gonna make my life so much easier. So anyways, one more thing before I go is the drawn thread pattern I talked about last time, which, let's see, Sampler of Stitches by the Drawn Thread is a pattern that was gifted to me along with all of the supplies. So I think I'm going to stitch this in the new year for my new year, new start, and try to stitch a new letter, just one little strip here, every 2 weeks to see if I can get it done in a year. We'll see. I might be biting off more than I can chew, but I've had 3 or 4 of you say you're interested. So that's exciting. So now we need to come up with a hashtag. And Sampler of Stitches is kind of a long hashtag. But I'm thinking because we are doing it in 22 and hopefully getting it all done in 22, we should include the number 22 in there as well. So I'll come up with something up here and we can do a hashtag Sampler of Stitches 2022, or I don't know. I don't want it to be super long, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to figure something out. If any of you who are joining us have an idea for a hashtag, let's go with that. And we won't make it yet. We don't have to need it till January, but if any of you have an idea for a great hashtag that's not crazy long, because the abbreviations for this are a little tricky, but I'd like to maybe include Sal and 2022 of some nature in there. But this is still available on the Drawn Thread website, and it does come with, each little part is its own pattern, and so they have options there to buy the patterns all together or separately. Some of them come with embellishments or beads, and I think, yeah, like there's a little charm on that one. So you can get them with or without the charms. And so if you're interested, they sell them like that. And when I was gifted this, she had all of it already, and I'm so excited. So that's going to be my New Year, New Start, and it's going to hopefully be an ongoing project every couple weeks that I can spend hopefully no more than 2 days on each little part. It's got lots of specialty stitches, so if it's something that you're interested in trying, you know, this might be a good opportunity to try that. I think within each letter there's like little motifs that have to start with that letter. There's also the stitches that start with that letter, so the names of the stitches. So I was thinking Allegro stitch, but they didn't have that one. So I was trying to think what, on the letter A, let's look this up real quick. So there's Algerian, eyelets, arrowhead stitch, alternating double backstitch, antique stitch. Those are the ones for the A block. And then B has backstitching, basket stitch, bead, Bosnia stitch, broad diagonals across, burden stitch, buttonhole stitch. So there's like the stitches they're choosing for each letter all start with that letter. So I'm curious what they do when they get farther down into like X and Q and whatnot. Queen stitch. I think there's one called a queen stitch. Anyways, so that'll be fun. I am excited to try that and hopefully keep up on it. So yeah, let's come up with a hashtag, shall we? So if any of you have a brilliant suggestion for a hashtag, let me know. And yeah, let's go with that. So with that, I think I will sign off and get to work editing the video and crafting. So in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your October, and I will, Lord willing, see you next week. Happy stitching. Bye.